What is up, everybody? Kevin A. Creedon here on this wonderful truck program. I don't know what to call it anymore. I guess Truck and Talk Thursday, maybe. It is what it is. So we're taking used packaging weighing at 23,302 pounds. We are taking it for a price of, and it does not say the price, but it's all good. We're going to a Walmart in Tucson, Arizona. We are currently in Nevada, and we've got 12 hours and 52 minutes real time to get there. So, time to hit up the GPS. And time to pull that parking brake off. First gear, high. Well, let's try second gear, but low. And Rhiannon is pulling it. So I've changed the steering sensitivity on here so it's a little bit more realistic. Because before it was like I could just turn a quarter of the way and the guy would be turning it like all the way. So we got it in second high. We still have our flashers on because we're pulling a load out of here to let people know, hey, we're pulling a load. Third low. Going to turn our flashers off because we're coming to where we need to be to signal. I'm going to actually pop in the clutch and brake here. We got the bouncy bounce because we're going over a speed bump. So nobody coming. This is a back street anyway. So hand over hand here. There we go. Could have seen that coming. All right. Third high. Truck might stall. Nope, seems to be doing good. Overdoing it. All right. So now we need to go into about fifth, and that requires me to hit the splitter. There we go. We're in fifth now. So, one of the main reasons why I love driving, and this is how it relates. Hello. I've got the green. This is how it relates to today and my topic of confinement. I love the freedom that driving provides to people. You know, there's just something about the open road, the having a truck, and just being able to get out and get there. You feel like an adult. Now, really, I'm in college now. I've been in college for the past 5 years of my life. Not through really a lot of fault of my own. I will have some credibility and say, yeah, through some fault of my own. But I'm not really a big fan of being there, honestly. You know, I didn't. Of course, red light. I didn't want to be there all this time, really. I wanted to be out and have a job. Actually, honestly, of course, I hit somebody. Actually, honestly, I wanted to be out of high school, get a job. But that opportunity didn't see itself into my life, so we are getting all these red light tickets, aren't we, guys? But no, so thing about confinement is they keep wanting us, the professors, for my Black American Studies course and my Problems with Corrections course keep wanting us to think outside the box about confinement. And the one thing that I'm starting to notice slowly but surely at school, a lot of these people, college is actually their first choice. A lot of them are there because they'd love to be there. They're in a desired field because this is where they wanted to be since day one. Where me, college is kind of, hello, a backup plan, since I can't really do what I'd love to do since day one, which would be driving these massive road beasts down the street. But it is what it is. Do I really enjoy college? Sometimes. What? I was through that. Alright. Nevada, you're taking all my money. But, it is a bit of a headache sometimes. You know what? The way I see it, it is a 24 karat gold chain of chains. What'd I hit? Who'd I hit? Yeah, college for me is a 24 karat gold chain of change. Yes, it's a great opportunity. There's a lot of things there. People would die to be in my shoes. I don't take it lightly. But, it is a chain that is binding me into a world. It's stopping me from doing a lot of the things that I want to do. Like, I would love to be able to have and to commit so much time to this YouTube channel so I could be doing more weekly vlogs and more truck and talk and more Freightliner Fridays. But it is what it is. Another thing, college has made me become a little bit more, I want to say eloquent, it's made it a little bit easier for me to state stories, to speak, to actually put a cohesive thought together. So, whoo, that was close. So, that's one thing college has done for me. I mean, I do like it. I do admit it's a lot easier than the other alternatives of just going out and being stuck in a middle management job that there is no point of promotion for me, really, because I'm special and they'd want to keep me at that lowest level. So, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm doing a good thing. I'm doing the right thing. Now, this does bring up another part of this video. So, there's a person from my past who I really liked. I really admired her. I venture to say I fell in love with her. Now, I never really shared this story to many people because a lot of people around me do know this story. But a friend of mine this past weekend had got me to share this story to him. And this was all via text message, so you're not getting the raw force emotion that I'm putting into this. So what had happened was there was this girl that I liked from about 4th grade. And I had found out that, we were friendly and all. But there was something up with her. There was she seemed socially scared. She didn't want to talk to a lot of people. She didn't want to hang around a lot of people, honestly. So, me being me, I talk to her, I try to get her to laugh, I make her smile a couple of times, which is cool. I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world, guys. So, I talk to her, and I notice only one other student talks to her, and I don't really take anything into consideration. And then, about a month later, we get talked to by the teacher saying, you guys are so horrible, this is unchristian. Because again, this is in Catholic school. So, they're like, this is unchristian what you guys are doing. You should be better to her. This is a student who's lived through more than you guys could even imagine. Her mother had passed away and she's living with her cousins and all that fun jazz, all that fun stuff. So it's yeah. Not really something that this person probably once explained or told, but hey, whatever. So, to us, so I just talked to her. I didn't know the whole situation, but till it was explained to me, and then I still talked to her. I didn't really care too much. So, I keep talking to her, hanging out with her, and then a couple of female students are like, "You guys make such a great couple," and I'm like, because she had told me this. It was, she liked two other students who were my friends in the way that I would have liked her to like me, so. And it hurt. I'm not going to lie, guys, it hurt. So, it goes on from there. There's like, that was 4th grade. That was 4th grade. Found out. Still hung around her in 5th grade. Kind of grew away in about 6th grade. Oh. Kind of grew away in 6th grade. I don't know why. Maybe because I was going through the phase. I like emulated gangsters and loved gangster rap and didn't really fit into a mold of the proper Catholic school student. So, you know, I wore like the hip-hop clothes, the baggy clothes, jeans, jewelry, and then I wore the baggy jeans, wore the jewelry, wore all that stuff, and we started growing away, but we still kept close, we still kept talking, still kept in contact. I'd made her laugh a lot. Man, I am getting no love from Rhiannon. Come on, baby, catch. There we go. I'm getting no love from Rhiannon. Anyway, so that's 6th grade. 7th grade, we grow a little bit further apart, but we're still close because we're in the same classroom. I still sit next to her. She sits in the, like I need to sit in the front. She sits in the front. We talk, we chat, we laugh back and forth. 7th grade, I get news. We all get news that my Catholic school is closing. So we all have to go to a new school, and our option is like a school that's halfway down the street. So with that in mind, Sarah and I, alright, I'll just give you the first name of this person. This ain't going to get shared on Facebook. So this person and I end up going to the same school. So we end up going to the same school. We grow really far apart because I turn into, from going from a guy who liked gangsta rap and dressing like a gangsta, I end up turning into Mr. Biker. So I'm wearing like the chain wallet and the ripped jeans and the black t-shirts with like Harley Davidson or Dodge NASCAR stuff on them. And I just changed who I am. But one thing that stayed the same was I'm a new kid in school, in a new school. I didn't really care for most of these people. They all kind of treated me like jerks. I mean, they were just being jerks anyway, so. And at that point, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to be whoever I want to be. That's when I got my ear piercing. And I noticed that Sarah tried to blend in a lot. So, with that, that's probably one reason how we kind of like, why we pretty much stayed apart. I stayed in my circle, she stayed in hers. Which my circle was tiny. There were only like 2 to 3 people who hung around me. One guy that I still hang out with fairly often, and then another guy who I kind of wrote off, and the other guy was just to hang around to the guy before. So anyway, high school rolls around, right? She ends up going to a all-girls Catholic high school. I end up going to one of the most notorious, and I don't know why, for what reason, high schools. And it's a public school, so everybody's like, so what school are you going to? And of course I say what school I go to, and everybody's like, my condolences. And I'm like, who died? I'm just going to high school, jeez. What's so horrible about said high school? Everybody's like, try not to get in a fight, and you know, all that lovely stuff. And I'm like, You guys, really. So, she ends up going to a Catholic girls' school. I end up finding her on Facebook. And then, she only went for a year. Oh, I can bypass. Okay, cool. Thanks, Arizona. I end up going to, she ends up leaving her Catholic high school after one semester. Or no, 1 year. I'm sorry. Thank you. So she ends up leaving after a year. She goes to another public high school, not the one I'm in. One that people thought was better, but this one was actually on academic probation. Go figure. So I friended her on Facebook, and I see she's hanging out with this guy who's from the Catholic all-boys school in the city. And this darn near tore me apart, guys. I mean, I really fell in love with this person. I really liked this person. I would do almost anything for this person, for this girl. But, so I see she's ends up dating this guy. So, and I don't really talk to her on Facebook because she's never on. So, we graduate. I see she's going to Millersville. Her first semester, she drops out so she can take care of the new man's, the boyfriend's grandmother. I'm like, what? Why? I mean, it's the guy's grandmother. He should, like, take care of the grandmother. And, doesn't this guy got any other family? Or just the questions that come to mind. But nope. I don't say any of this because I'm trying to be a decent fella, you know. It's all about perception as I go through a red light. But, so, we graduate. She ends up going to Millersville, taking what she thought was a gap year, ends up taking a gap semester, ends up dropping out, goes to a hair school, works at a hair salon now, and shares an apartment with the new man, with the boyfriend. The thing is, this was a person who was so much smarter than me, who I thought was so much better than me, who I really liked, and yet I see them, they live in an apartment with their boyfriend, they work at a salon, and I think a lot of you guys can attest to this. Hairdressers make absolutely nothing. I mean, waitress and waiters are like, yeah, you guys got it rough. So, but the thing that strikes me is, here was a person with all this potential, but just due to some life choices, ends up getting stuck, really, in a vicious cycle of staying in apartments. And here's the worst part, guys. This apartment that said person lives in was one, I'm not sure if you guys follow the news for where I'm from, but there's been a series of attempted kidnappings around my area at local apartments. And she lives in one that was one of the places where a failed kidnapping happened. She didn't find out till people kept texting her and her boyfriend. But hey, you know, that's purely circumstantial. That can happen anywhere. I ain't saying it's because of her life choice or where she's living and all this. You know, that's purely circumstantial. I gotta pull up. What? Yeah, I'm going through it. Shoot, I've gone through enough red lights already. I'll just go through this small little town anyway. But yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I still carry a torch for this person. I still love them. But I've pretty much come to the fact that it's just not going to happen. And you know what? If she's happy, honestly, I think that is the biggest... I think that's the most thing. You know, you can't really say you like a person unless you wish them the best, honestly. And as hard as that is to say, I do like them. and I do wish that they're happy. I mean, I wish they were happy with me, but, you know, maybe this person does something for them that I can't. You know, maybe her boyfriend does something for her that I can't. I know he's a neurotypical normal guy and can drive. I don't know if he's still in college or not. I mean, if they kept going down the path I was going, like if everything had worked out all right for them, I'd have been a graduate by now. I would have a bachelor's degree by now. So he might actually have a bachelor's degree and might actually work a decent job. But I don't know. I mean, it seems kind of sad. But what brings this up is last weekend I told a friend about this story, so he wasn't feeling too great. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I relate my stories to him? I'm going to be sitting here for a little bit. No. Hello? So. But, like I said, it is what it is. I can't change. And honestly, the goal's been reached by different means. This person's happy, so. And honestly, another thing, now that I reflect more on this, now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser, this person had some different views than I did. So maybe it wouldn't have worked out. Sometimes friendships aren't great. Sometimes friendships are better left as friendships instead of romantic relationships. But I still wish it had gone down differently. Ah, well. I mean, I know a lot of you guys who watch me are older guys anyway and have probably been through some of the something similar with these trials and tribulations. I know you guys are probably just saying, it's growing pains, don't worry, you'll meet somebody. Another thing is, I kind of like who I am, and I don't want to change. I know love means never changing who you are for somebody else. Like, if you're trying to put up with somebody just because you like them physically, that's not going to work out for you. But got me on the hill. Oh boy. Yeah, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's awesome. Got me on the hill, and yet I didn't roll back too far. Another thing, too, I've always loved trucking. I've always had a passion for trucking. Even though I don't really seriously drive in real life, but I do enjoy playing this game. So, and I know there's a stigma towards truck drivers out there that, you know, they only drive because they drive because that's the only thing they're really qualified to do. I think that's really messed up, honestly, because you need to know a lot of stuff if you're running a rig in real life. Like, if you're working for a company, you need to know about loads, how to balance your load, locks. You need to know how to shift. You need to be able to shift, because like you guys seen, I was going up a hill and I stalled out. I killed the truck. I mean, I swear I do better when I'm not talking to you guys, but then this is really just half the fun, bringing you guys along on my misadventures. So grinding, man. So, and another thing too, I could have pushed this person away because of how I changed. You know, people don't always stay the same. People do change. You know, people modify their behaviors. Honestly, the way I modified my behavior, it was more of a reaction to what was going on. Because I was never the type of guy to really try to keep up with people. I always wanted to do my own thing or be as far away from the norm as possible. Because you guys know my backstory, y'all that have been hanging out with me for a while. I'm a different type of guy, and it's kind of molded my life experience, how I look at things. I look different to most people. A lot of people are afraid to look at me. That's the thing I noticed in college classes. You know, I never was really the first, well, starting out from elementary school to anything else. I never was the first called for basketball. I never was the first called for any sport, really, but that's just because I'm uncoordinated and not really physically fit due to hypertension, and I can't play contact sports. So, but, you know, even to intellectual pursuits, you know, projects and stuff, working on papers, reading papers, a lot of people didn't really want me for that because they think, you know, they think there's something else going on. They think maybe I'm mentally challenged. It's not true. Spend about an hour with me, you'll find out I'm not mentally challenged at all. Just because you have a neurological disability doesn't mean you're mentally challenged or mentally delayed. I think with that, honestly, a lot of it is how you are raised. Because I know there are people that I know that are a little... They've got some challenges, and there's things that, you know, there's people that I know who've got some challenges, were raised in a regular household. They don't have as big an expansive vocabulary as me, and I'm not trying to put these people down, but it's all about how you're raised. And nobody really knows exactly the best thing for how to raise a child. And raising a child who has some needs is probably hard. I mean, I thank my mother. I thank God every day for how my mother is. Shoot, she never gave up on me. As many times as I talked about dropping out of college, hey, I put it through the ringer sometimes. I mean, really, man. There's not a day that goes by where I wish everything was different, too. To where I could just be out doing a job that pays well. And, you know, honestly, everything stems from driving. Driving, and my lack of ability to drive. Because now, I spend about a half hour waiting for, and that's minimum. I spend almost like, sometimes I'm lucky and the bus driver comes right on time, but I spend about a half hour waiting for buses to get home. And I gotta schedule that stuff a day in advance. Like, I gotta schedule that stuff at least a day in advance. I mostly do it about a week in advance to get to school on time, and I got scheduled to be places an hour early because of how this ride-sharing service is. There's so many people using it that if you're not there early, you're not going to be there on time, really. You know, sometimes you get lucky, but you got people who are in a wheelchair and the bus driver needs to load them up into the bus. You got people who are, you know, forgot their times. I mean, I know me, I forgot my time, and bus driver came knocking on the door a couple of times and was like, hey, we gotta go, I'm running late, you need to get out here as soon as possible. I'm like, okay, cool, let me just grab my bag and my tickets and I'm ready to go. So, and that's pretty much what happened. I mean, but you get other people who are like, I'm going to cancel immediately. Like, they have a system in place where you can cancel about an hour and a half in advance, but not a lot of people like using that system for some reason. I mean, it's a voice machine. It's a voicemail machine that you got to call into. So, but it is what it is, guys. I mean, do I hope to get my driver's license someday? Yeah. I'm sure every kid from about age 5 to about age 13 to when they're 16 can't wait to grab their license and just go. But this is what I gotta do. I gotta like drive. I gotta simulate a drive, man. Met another guy on the paratransit bus. He was cool. He was a professor at Goldie Beacom, which is a business college. He's got where he has no direct vision, so he can't see like right in front of him. He can only see out of the sides of his eyes. Every 2 weeks, he told me. Every 2 weeks, he hops on his lawnmower, whether his lawn needs a cutting or not. Because it's one of those things. You either are a person who loves to drive or not. My professor for Black American Studies said, you know, I said something because my birthday was March 5th. I'm 23 now, and he's like, yeah, after about 25, it's all downhill from there. I went, after about 16, it was all downhill from there. I couldn't get my license, so, you know, there goes my dreams of being a truck driver. And he's like, you wanted to be a truck driver? I hate to drive. So, I mean, he probably is talking in reference of people who are like me, so. People who don't drive the greatest. I mean, shoot. On this all, how many red lights have I run? I mean, look, I'm over in the other lane, too. Trying to keep it up, trying to keep in this lane. Trying not to go over there. Speeding as well. What's it, 65 here, and I'm doing about 68? Jeez. Oh, it's 55 here now. Jeez. There we go. Let's put her in 6th low. Or 8th low, I'm sorry. Yeah, 8th low. But, again, it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'd like to trade places with a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who'd like to trade places with me. But we all have different starting points in life, and that's just how it goes. Yeah, sorry for the dead silence, guys. I mean, I've pretty much got all I wanted to talk about out, so. And I probably shouldn't use YouTube as a venting outlet. And I know I sound pretty angry and upset, but how could I be? I'm driving a semi-truck. I'm doing something I'd love to do in real life. There we go. Oh, well, that would explain why it's so high. Alright. Oh, boy. Oh, that's good. That's great. I plowed right into that guy. Where is he? Oh, there they are. Oh, that'd have been horrible. But yeah, I think I should get a little bit more practice driving when I can before I start doing videos, guys. Shoot. Oh, one more thing about people in college real quick, and how people do change. I'm noticing that a lot of these people are, you know, try to be the best, most professional person they can be. And it seems they come off as so fake sometimes. I don't get it. Why do you gotta like put yourself on such a high pedestal that it's like, oh no, I gotta sound well thought and well spoken. I mean, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just not that well spoken and not that deep of a thinker. Right. But there are just things that seem so preposterous to me. It's like there's such a load of, I don't know, what's the word? Hypocrite? They're a little hypocritical, pompous. Yeah, let's go with pompous. I mean, they're always putting on airs, and I don't get it, man. I mean, there's more poor people out here. Let's use this to analyze. There's more poor people out here than there are rich. There's what? 300 billionaires, maybe? Maybe more, maybe less. But there's only so few of them. Oh, flippy. There's so few of them. So many of us. Yeah, I'm cool under pressure. That I don't see why people are always trying to come up to their standards. Yeah, it'll make you feel better for a little bit, but if these people are only like you because of your capital and your earnings and your big bank account, these are people that once one little mistake happens or one little accident happens, some catastrophe, they ain't going to like you. They ain't even going to know you from Adam. They're going to ignore you. Crazy. But I guess they could probably say the same about me. I mean, honestly, I don't put on any airs. Well, okay, that's a lie. I do dress fancy sometimes with like a black fedora and some silver jewelry. Yeah, I still got the hip-hop look a little bit, but honestly, I try to be like the common man. I'm just, really honestly, I'm probably a working class Joe, and that's probably where I'll always end up. Yeah, my family wasn't always working class. My mom worked for a Fortune 500 company. My dad works for the railroad. Parents got divorced, so that knocked us into another socioeconomic class. My mom retired from DuPont, started working at the state, so that took us from upper middle class to middle class. Now the way we are, working class, especially the neighborhood I live in now. Y'all know I live in a trailer park, which is historically working class neighborhood. But honestly, here's the thing about the working class, guys. I don't see what's so wrong about being working class. Some of these people are the most honest people you will meet. They're the most helpful people. You run into trouble. You know, around here, when we first moved in, our tools were misplaced. Something happened. Couldn't find tools to install our washing machine. I go ask the guy next door, hey, I need a wrench. He's like, oh, because they had already helped us load the washing machine in. He's like, what you need? Pipe wrench? Yeah, let me check the shed. Let me check trunk of my car. Where, you know, from my experience in the in the middle class neighborhood, it's like, oh, can't you just hire somebody to install it? Which also brings up another good story. So my mom and I were at Rite Aid the other day. Local drugstore. I'm sure you guys have seen them. And there's these two people, and, you know, they're like maybe a little bit older than me. Maybe they're later 20s, early 30s, just goofing around. And we're leaving. We get out into our car. They get into a Chevrolet Camaro SS from 2013, I want to say. And my mom's like, don't you wish you were them? Don't you wish you had... And I'm like, why? She's like, because they have a Camaro. I'm like, okay. That's not their Camaro. That's somebody's daddy's Camaro who's probably going through a midlife crisis. My mom's like, well, don't you want a dad who could actually let you borrow a Camaro? I'm like, Mom, I'd rather have a dad who could teach me how to build a Camaro than buy me a Camaro. And that's another thing, man. People these days would rather just go out and buy things than learn something. That's why I love doing the cars. You can't buy the custom work that you guys do. I mean, yeah, I can buy custom work off of you guys, but half of the fun is taking the car apart, stripping it, painting it, waiting for it to dry, and then you got something you can say that you built with your own hands. I mean, I'm surprised every time when somebody's like, wait, you painted this yourself? Well, yeah. Did you use a magnifying glass? No. Tunnel time. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hate to sound like an old fogey, but sometimes building stuff is better than buying for stuff. And I know people are going to say, well, that's just your generation. Oh, shoot. Engine failure. No! Come on, baby. Kick back on. Kick back on. Good. Good, Rhiannon. You make life and driving interesting. I should say you make love and fun, but wouldn't know what that's like. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Sometimes, like another thing about high school and school in general, the people that you run into, you always got those kids who are like, so I went out this weekend, what'd you do? And teachers and professors, it's like, so how was your weekend? You know, you can't come in and say, oh, it was good. I got to hang some drywall and did some spackling and then some painting and installed some new plumbing in this addition that we're building on my house, or we revamped the house. Teachers look at you like there's something wrong with you. Okay, yeah, maybe it was under supervision, but, you know, the next question out of their mouth is, couldn't you hire somebody to do that? It's like, well, I could ask you to help me pay my bills, but we both know the answer to that is no. Ridiculous. I don't get it, man. What happened to the good old American work ethic that everybody talks about? I know we are the most, my generation is one of the most educated generations. There's a lot of people going to college. There's a lot of people who graduated from college with advanced degrees like masters, doctorates, PhDs. But there's an unwillingness to do physical work. I mean, okay, yeah. So there's a limit to the physical work I can do. I'm not going to go out and start laying blacktop for a living, or carpentry for a living, or masonry work for a living. But if it's something that I need to do, like something that's on my house and can take some time, yeah, I want to be in that. I want to be doing it, because it's just the principle of the thing. Why pay somebody to do it when you can kind of do it yourself? Now, should I be hauling heavy blocks should I be doing hardscaping and heavy lifting when it's like 98 degrees out? Probably not. But the job got done, didn't it? I'm still here, aren't I? What? Doctors tell me I need to get more exercise, lose more weight. You know, I suffer from the typical American problems. I'm overweight, and I'm young. Suffer from high blood pressure, but that's not due to me being overweight. I mean, I don't get it. There's also, everybody loves to be on a diet, on like these fad diets. Me? Honestly? Yeah, I know I eat too much. But I love everything I eat. Engine failures, man. But I love everything I eat, too. I don't need to go on some Nutrisystem or some diet pill. Nah, I need exercise. And I mean, I know you guys might come up with, well, there's genetic predispositions to overweight and overeating. Yeah? Well, you probably shouldn't be taking the over-counter medications that they say you should take. And fad diets. Problem with that is, after about a month on a fad diet, you get bored. And then also, too, if you're eating the same thing day in, day out, you'll get bored real quick. I mean, I eat a sandwich 5 days out of the week. 2 pieces of cheese, 2 pieces of bread, bologna in the middle. That's my typical sandwich. Yeah, the bread is buttered, but I get bored with that every once in a while. That's why I love my weekends when I'm having leftover dinners. My dinner changes all the time, though, because my mom loves to play with food. She loves to change the food around and stuff. So this is like one night we're having lasagna, next night we're having chicken. Maybe another Italian dish, maybe a steak. My mom just loves to cook. That's one of her things. And why can I not pick a lane and stay in it? It's almost as bad as my speech patterns. Technical issues, guys. I think I should probably try to invest in a new mic too instead of just using the headset. Get like a regular, or maybe a mic and headset that wasn't made for, was solely to be used for Dragon speech to text software. Excuse me. I don't know, guys. Sometimes just college and people in general get me aggravated. Not aggravated, but frustrated. And I think part of it stems from things that I cannot understand. Like, again, I don't understand why people are so willing to just buy stuff instead of try to work on stuff and maintain things. Whoo! That was a good save. Alright, let him go forward. Oh, look at that. They want me to go around in the serpentine. Ain't that cute? Well, they want it done. It'll have to get done. Like I said, probably they wanted it done, it'll get done. Probably not the best job, but hello. Here we are in Tucson, Arizona, speeding, doing 30 and a 25. I know I'm getting tired. Can't you tell by how my speech is falling off here? I've got like nothing to say. Should probably turn those high beams off. And oops, I overshot it. Yeah, nah. We're gonna be here for a minute. That's the Union Pacific, I believe. Maybe that's the Rio Grande. I'm not too up on my trains. I used to have miniature trains when I was younger. There's video of that on this channel too. Y'all can check that. Man, I used to love playing with that model train set too. But when you suffer from a lack of space, there's not a lot you can do, really. And actually, that's partially how the cars came together, too. And that's how another part of this, my miniature hobbies are coming together. I'm gonna try to do some things with that. Maybe some hinging, maybe making some figures, maybe making some buildings. That's the fun with it, guys. I really just want like a big diorama. But again, space is an issue. And we'll put it up in about 4th. Alright. We're almost there, so you can stop listening to me. Nah, I know you guys sometimes just tune in to hear my opinions on things. And I hope you guys enjoy it. But if you have a counter opinion, please feel free to air it in the comments. Again, I don't discourage anybody here. I want this to kind of be a safe channel. Channel where all y'all can come along and talk. We can have great, wonderful discussions. And who knows, maybe I will become less uptight. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. Cut that a little too wide. Alright guys, I need to drop this bad boy off. I'm just going to let them take it. See how bad we did. Ah, we did okay. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know what to do.